If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing great. Today we do have our 4-2-4 custom tactics and player instructions for you guys that are struggling in FC24. This formation is very much like the 4-4-2, but just a bit more aggressive as you have wingers instead of the right mid and the left mid. And yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this one. I hope you like the new team as well. We just packed Petit in an 83-10 earlier. And then we also got Zico in one of the icon picks. So yeah, pretty good for me today. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. Okay then guys, so starting off with the tactics for the defensive style, as always I have this on balance. Now I have it on balance because I find it to be the most consistent and the most controlled way to defend. So when you have this on balance, you can pick and choose when and where you press your opponent, and then when you want to be a little bit more passive as well. So I really like balance, but some of you might prefer the pressure tactics, and that is fine. For the defensive width guys, we have this on 45. This is so we can primarily defend in a nice narrow and compact shape to block out all those attacks through the middle. We don't want our opponent to be able to just pass right through the middle of us, which is why it's important to have a more narrow width, but we also don't want it to be too narrow to the point where we can't cover the wider areas. So this is really nice and balanced and I do enjoy it. For the depth guys, 71 is great. You know, I'm not always a big fan of 71 depth. I don't like the fact that it's as strong as it is, but there's no denying how good it actually is. You know, even though I don't like it, you pretty much have to use it because basically you get the automatic press from the AI. It's very overpowered, very strong, and it makes it very difficult for your opponent to actually attack through the middle. So this is really, really effective on the new gen version of the game. For the build-up play, guys, we have this on balanced. Balanced is the best and the most controlled way to build up, in my opinion. So if you want to build up slowly, for example, you can. And then if you want to speed up and then maybe build up a little bit faster, you can also do that. So balanced is the way to go, in my opinion. For the chance creation, guys, we have this on direct passing. Direct passing is great because it's the most meta way to attack in this game. So when you use direct passing, your attackers will commit these runs. The defenders will follow the attacker that is making the run. And then once the defender has overcommitted, the attacker will track back so you can cut back to them. So this is the best way to attack in the game, even if it is a little bit boring. Now for the width, guys, because this is a wider formation, we do have this on 60. This is really nice and balanced, in my opinion. You do have the width so you can go down the wing, but your players aren't too far apart from each other to the point where simple passes are really difficult. Some people think because they use a wide formation, they have to crank the width up to a crazy high number. You don't. This is more than enough, in my opinion, and in fact you can lower it if you like. For the players in the box, guys, we have this on 5. This is because I find it to be the most balanced, obviously with it being right in the middle. You get some players into the box, but you don't overcommit your entire team. For the corners and the free kicks, guys, we have these both on 1, but you guys can do whatever you want with that. Now, moving on to the player instructions, guys. On both of the strikers, I have them on stay central and get in behind. Now, I have them on stay central because I don't really need them drifting out into the wider positions since we do have wingers in this formation. We want them to be in the middle and we want them to be, you know, relied upon in the middle. We don't want them drifting out wide, otherwise there's nobody in the middle at all to help us out. So stay central, and then we also have them on getting behind, so they look to utilize their pace to get in behind those high defensive lines which people like to use. If this feels a little bit one-dimensional or you're struggling to build up, you can swap one of them or both of them to mix attack, which is what I sometimes do to make your build up a bit more varied and a bit more fluid. Moving on to the wingers, guys, we have them on come back on defense, cut inside, and then get in behind as well as get into the box across. Come back on defense is very important with this formation, otherwise it is just way too open. This is one of the only formations where I think come back on defense on the wingers is an absolute must, because by putting these players on come back on defense, the two wingers, it'll make it defend in a 4-4-2 shape, meaning you'll have a really good attack in the 4-2-4 and then a really good defensive shape with a 4-4-2, because the two centre mids will cover the central areas and then the two left mid and right mid will cover the wider areas. So this is very important in my opinion. Cut inside is great because it's a really good attacking AI movement where the players will start their runs out wide and then they'll make the transitional runs into the more central areas. This is really nice and really difficult for your opponent to mark, which is why I like using it. You just get some really natural movements out of the players. We also obviously have them on getting behind to utilize their pace to get in behind those high defensive lines as well. They can be very static on balance support, which is why I don't suggest it. it. And we also have these players on get into the box across, so they are not hesitant in getting into the penalty area to help us out there, guys. Moving on to the left centre mid, I use a more defensive-minded midfielder here. So I suggest having a balance between your two centre mids. So have one more defensive-minded player, somebody that is just really solid defensively, maybe not as good going forward, but will do the job in the defence. And then next to them, have somebody that is more of a box-to-box style player. So somebody that can attack and defend and have a bit more of a free roll. So in my case, Petit, my more defensive-minded midfielder on the left, we just pop him on cover centre and stay back while attacking, since we don't want him to go forward as he is more defensive minded. Moving on to the right centre mid, guys, I use a more box to box style midfielder, like I said, so we leave them on the default settings and then pop them on cover centre. Default settings because, like I said, box to box, they have a bit of a free roll. We don't just want to restrict them to doing anything specific. And then cover centre so that they will cover those central areas. As we discussed, the wingers will come back to cover those wider areas, so we don't need this player to do that. Moving on to the fullbacks, guys, whichever one is your most attacking minded fullback, doesn't matter which one, it could be your left back or it could be your right back, pop them on balanced attack and overlap, or you could even just pop them on mixed attack. It's completely up to you. The reason I like this is because it really stretches out the opponent's defense and gives your other attackers a lot of space through the middle to get through. Basically, you really want to spread out the opponent's defense to give you as much space as possible, essentially. So this just gives you another option, which is why I like it. If you want mixed attack, sometimes I'll make those inverted runs as opposed to the overlapping runs, but for me, I prefer the overlapping run with somebody like Havertz, as they can use that width pass. But again, completely up to you. For the other right back, guys, or your other fullback, sorry, the more defensive-minded one, just pop them on stay back while attacking and overlap, or just stay back while attacking and mixed attack, depending on what you want to do. This is just so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, you know. If we have both fullbacks going forward all times, 2 defenders is just not enough. If we lose the ball, we're going to get counter-attacked way too much, but at least with the back 3, you can still defend relatively well. For the 2 centre-backs, of course, guys, we leave them alone. We do not touch them. And then the keeper, if you want, you can pop them on comes to crosses and sweep a keeper, or you could just do what I do and leave them on balanced. But yeah, guys, they are my tactics for the 4-2-4. I hope you guys have found this useful. If you have, please be sure to drop it a thumbs up. It does really help me out. I have been struggling a lot making videos recently, and I'm sorry if it's not been as good as usual in terms of YouTube content, so I do apologize, but I am trying my best. But yeah, also sub to the channel if you are new, so you never miss out on any videos that I do post, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you do always get those notifications when a video is live, because sometimes if you don't have the notification bell on, you won't actually get a notification when a video is posted. So yeah, that's basically everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, guys.